Who is ready to have some fun here? We are going to talk about the foil magic that is coming from Stampin' Up. It will be released to customers July the 10th. As demonstrators, we got a pre-order. There's a super weird like hair going the wrong way. Anyway, whatever. It is summertime, right? So we had a pre-order period as a demonstrator. So always remember that. That is literally one of the reasons I became a demonstrator, was because I needed to know all the secrets before everybody else. No jokes there. Like, that is literally, that's how it all started. That's what made me sign up the first time I ever decided to do direct sales for a scrapbooking, crafting company, is I like to know the secrets beforehand. So that being said, if you want to talk to me about becoming a demonstrator, feel free to reach out at any point. I'm happy to talk to anybody. But so right now we are still in just that period where it's just available to demonstrators. But like I said, they've announced now that July the 10th, it will go live to customers. So I'm going to be super upfront with you. I have not done a ton. I have foiled a few things. I didn't have a foiling system before this. It really wasn't even on my radar as a crafting tool, but I have had some fun. So I do really quite like it. But let's add my desk in here. We're going to go over some of the things I know about what we've got coming. So, okay. I'm not really sure why we're going to zoom out just a little bit, because I am going to have to get my Stampin' Emboss machine in here and everything. I do feel like my camera is blurry, and I'm not really sure why, but we're going to just try our best here. Okay, so like I said, we actually were given a presentation at OnStage about a new and exciting product coming. We were all sworn to secrecy. There was no filming, no cameras allowed. So you knew that there was something exciting coming, right? So like I said, we're getting a hot foil machine. And like I said, also, I had not even really, it was not on my radar as to what it was. So this is the new Stampin' Up Hot Foil System. Okay. So we're going to talk about some of the parts, pieces, all those fun things. So this is what comes as the system in your box. Okay, so I'm going to go over them. And it does work with the Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine. So you do need that to make this work. Okay, we're just going to start there. Okay, so in your box is the plug, which actually I need to plug in now. I'm going to plug my machine in so it is warm. And I was going to do this beforehand, but I did not. Let's see if I even have a plug available under my desk. Okay. I'm actually not going to start that just yet. But it does come with the plug. So, and because there's different plugs, depending on where you are in the world, you will get the plug that is appropriate for your country. Okay, so plug, cord, that's the first thing. So then it includes one Stampin' Hot platform. That's this piece. We have one silicone platform station. I think that's this piece. Okay, so while it's on here, warming up, it's not heating up my tabletop. Okay, so when you first start the machine, it does take some time to warm up. So we're just going to do that. Even if I have to, that's funny. Even if I have to turn it off and start it again, it doesn't take as long to warm up again once it's actually like warm from cold, if you know what I mean. Okay, you get your directions, which we're going to keep handy because the one thing I'll say is if you can follow directions, you can use this machine. Okay, so we've got the platform station. We have a shim, which is this green piece, which we're going to use, which obviously it's for once we get it to go through the cut and emboss machine. So we have a green shim. Then we have a spacer, right? So this is like similar to the spacers for your cut and emboss machine. Then we have a cooling mat, which is this. Okay, so I'm going to just put my pieces on here for right now. So when your dies are hot, you can put them on here. Okay, so we'll go like this maybe. Then your power cord, a magnetic pickup tool, which is super fun. Just hold, please. I just need to get rid of some spam. Okay, you guys let me know if any more spam pops up, okay? Because I will go and delete and block and all those fun things. Okay, so then we have our magnetic pickup tool, our power cord, one magnetic magic craft class. So you get a craft class included with your purchase. And I forget how many projects there are included in that class, but it's just kind of, it'll probably get you familiar with the tool, right? And a few examples of artwork. Okay, do I have everything? Okay, I think that's everything. So then, this is super fun. So these are all the items that are available so far, will be available, I should say, in this release. So there's stamps that coordinate with then heat emboss pieces and die cuts. So this, for example, is a stamp set, and then there's a heat emboss that's similar. Then there's also a hot foil dies and then masks for the butterflies. Then there's like some distressed pieces. Then Flourish and Frames bundle. So it's a group of frames that you can hot foil and you can die cut, and then it's got a coordinating stamp set, but obviously you could also use anything else too. These I'm gonna do right away, which are the Sweetly Sentimental hot foil, because that's super fun. And then there is a stamp set. So this is a bundle, but you can also buy everything individually. There is the Garden Silhouette hot foil die, Classic Greetings hot foil die. There's an alpha, and then a Swiss dot. Then so far there are going to be 3 colors of foil. So gold, silver, and light pink, and I have those here to show you. You can buy replacements for the magnetic pickup tool and more shims and spacers if you need. And then here's just some artwork. Okay, so like I said, we are still reading directions every single time I do it, just to make sure I'm doing it right. So they're pretty clear, concise directions, right? It shows you all your parts. It says, right, to place it on your platform, to plug it in. And then it says the platform beeps and all the lights briefly flash. So I'm going to show you that. Okay. So it's just a magnetic. Okay, and it says during the heating process, which is approximately 6 minutes, the white timer button stays lit up and the red light flashes. When the platform's ready to use, it beeps again, the red light stays on solid, and the white timer starts to flash. So we're going to grab, so like I said, we're going to try this one first. So you can see in here, right, this is the hot foil. It's duller than die cuts, okay? So this is the one we're going to do first because they're sentiments, and who can't always use sentiments, right? And you can see there's how the magnetic piece works, okay? So we're going to put this on here when this stops flashing, but I'm going to get my foil. So I think we're going to, I have a piece of Secret Sea two-tone cardstock. The two-tone works really well because it's a nice flat surface. That much I know. I do have black and I also have white here, and I've just cut these down. And then here are the different foils. So there's silver. Here's the light pink. And there is the gold. Okay, and there's 2 rolls on here. And there's 5 inches wide by 5 yards in each of the boxes. And what else do I need before we start? I have pre-cut pieces of foil, which, where did they go? Okay, well, we are going to cut some foil because I don't see where it went. So this is the foil. We're going to do some gold foiling. And I'm going to get myself 2 pieces for right now because we're going to do 2 things. Okay, so we're going to do a set of butterflies and we're going to do a set of sentiments. Okay, it's getting slower. Okay, so now we're ready. So we're going to place our die, our hot foil down. Press the white timer button. It beeps, it goes yellow. So like I said, I have my piece of foil cut already. And we're going to use this piece of Secret Sea I had lying around. And when it's ready, the light will turn green here. I'm also just trying to move some stuff out of my way because we are going to eventually have to get, oops. Like I said, if you can read directions as well as me, you'll be fine. It's just getting used to like the order that the buttons light themselves up, and when it's ready, that's literally all. And like I said, it's really all right here in the directions, right? So, and I just keep them handy so that I can remember each time. But we're going to cover this up, there we go, with our foil. Shiny side down, so my gold side's down. And then whatever side, remember if it's two-tone cardstock, right, you want to put whatever side you want it on down, okay? So I put my secret C there. Then I'm going to add my shim and my spacer, okay? And now I can unplug it. Okay, now this is going to be annoying for you because it's probably going to shake my desk. But, okay, so you pick everything up, hold it so it doesn't move. So it's this part that seals the foil onto the cardstock. So you just want to go slow for this part. Okay, and I don't have room to... We'll put it back down here. We'll just put the cut and emboss on the floor for a second. Okay, so now we can pull our spacer off. We can pull our shim off. We can pull our cardstock off. We can use our handy dandy tool and put our die there. Okay, so now the foiling is on our piece of cardstock. And ta-da. Okay, so this one, right, has a die to cut it out. So we're just going to move this over again slightly. Okay, and here's the die for this, the cutting out. Both of these come together. So now we just line this up and we can run it through the cut and emboss machine. And we'll have little sentiments to use. Like, how handy is this going to be? So you can, I'm going to show you. Like I said, I have played a little bit. So like I have one set that is black cardstock with gold foil. So I'm just going to keep throwing them in here, and I'm just keeping them with my dies. So I'm just lining this up. And I'm going to tape it down. Because my plates are a little bit bent. So here we go. Okay. So then when we do this, of course, we're just using our normal sandwich. right? So I have a number 1, a number 2, a number 3. And I know this probably looks like black on camera, but it's actually secret C. Okay, so then we put our number 3 on top. I can grab my machine from the floor. Oh, sorry. As I hit my keyboard. We're going to put it back in the camera. And this does have to be the large, like the normal size machine, not the mini. Well, this would go through the mini, but you need for the platform to go through, right? You need this size. I'm actually going to plug this in because we're going to do some butterflies. Okay. So, right, it cuts them all out in one pass. And now we have all of these. So we have happy birthday. I'm so lucky to have you. My heart is with you. Sending bunches of love. Sending hugs. Thank you. Cheers to you. Here's to another year. Have a lovely day. Just a little hello. And then here's to a lifetime of happiness. Okay, so these I'm just going to put here. Okay, so now I have the butterfly one too. So this is how the pink foil looks for the butterflies. And then here's the silver. But we're going to do a gold one to match our sentiments. So in this one, right, this is the Butterfly Flight Hot Foil dies. And you can tell they're the hot foil because they have the gold design. So this is less shiny and that's shiny. So we're going to use this. We will use the dies eventually, but not yet. I have my piece of gold, which is big enough, and just a piece of basic white. Okay. While we wait for it to finish heating up, I'll show you. So here's these are the silver foil on black cardstock, and that is the classic greetings. Like, how perfect is that, right? So you just do your hot foil and then you can cut them out with your die cuts. Here is the alpha, and the alpha is fun because the negative space of the alpha is also fun to play with. So there's letters and numbers, right? So you can see here I did it in black with the gold and the pink. Okay, it's beeping at me. So we can put our die down and push our button again. Okay, so I cut them with the two-tone cardstock and then each with different colored foil. And then I'll show you. So the negative space is fun to play with. And then I just have here a little container, and I'm just going to throw my letters in here, right? So you can see, well, my letters and my numbers. So here is black cardstock with the pink. Black cardstock with the gold. And then this is Timid Tiger with the pink on it. I just did it for fun to see how it would turn out. So that's the alpha. Here's what the garden silhouette looks like. So this is hydrangea hue cardstock and silver foil. I haven't cut these yet, but this is the echoes of detail. So this is the hot foil, and then there's the stamp set. And I haven't cut these either. So this is Botanical Glow. This is the foil, and this is the stamp. Okay, but we're ready. So we're going to pause there. Okay. So, right, our foil. And then we're going to do the gold with white. Okay. Then our shim. And our spacer. Just move these out of the way a little bit. I'll grab my machine. Okay, so I can unplug it and pick up the whole thing all together. And pass it through. So you can do this on different surfaces. So everything that I've done so far, I've done on two-tone cardstock because it's the smoothest cardstock we have. But you can use the 8.5 by 11 cardstock, the milled cardstock. But apparently you might want to pass it through twice, but I have not tried that yet. The smoother the surface, the better that the foil adheres to the cardstock. So you could use vellum, right? But I haven't done that yet. But you never know. We'll do that soon. Okay. So now I can take off my spacer, take off my shim, take off my cardstock. I'll put this back. Probably I should have done that. Okay, so I can move that over with my magnetic tool. Okay, so now the fun reveal. So super pretty. So now this one is fun because it has masks for it. So we're going to color the butterfly before we die cut it. Okay, so I can move my platform out of the way. So there's a set of masks, and they work just like the other masks that Stampin' Up always has, right? They've got the number in the corner. So there's one, because I've been playing around with them. I'll just pull them. I had washed them. So there are actually 4 of them. And I'm not seeing my 4th one because it's in the bag still. fourth layer gives you, oh, here it is. The fourth layer is like the bodies, so that if you ever wanted to just ink blend your butterflies, you could, and not use the foil machine. So you could do these separately. So I was just playing around with color combinations for this. So so this is why they gave you the bodies, so you could add this and just ink blend on your bodies. So we're going to use this color combination, and we're going to do these butterflies. And it is Coastal Cabana, Melon Mambo, and Secret Sea. Okay. So I'm just going to grab a piece of grid paper, which of course, just a moment, I cannot see in front of me. Okay, so we are going to do it on here because I think my grid paper is in the other room. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly tack this down. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I don't know that I'll know the answer, but I can try. Okay, so there they are. So I'm going to start with, I'm just going to put them back in order. So they're like always, right? They have 1, 2. So the bodies are on this one, so I don't need the fourth mask, right? So, but there's a little number in the top, and they have the little notch. So we're going to line up our butterflies. I'm going to mark on here so I know where to line them up each time. Okay, so we're going to go, I think I went, number 1 was Coastal Cabana. You can add as much ink or as little as you would like. Obviously, I went with the bright colors, so I want them kind of saturated, right? Okay, so there's number 1. Now we're going to go to number 2. On this one, I'm going to do Melon Mambo. And we should close this color. And the reason I played with the colors beforehand, right, is that there are some that are going to go over top of others. So you want to be careful, right, because you will be color mixing at a certain point. And so you don't want to make like brown butterflies. Okay, so there's layer number 2. You could honestly just leave it like that too. That's very pretty, just those 2 colors. But we'll do all 3 because we can. Okay, so then I'm going to do Secret Sea for my last one. And I do believe, right, the gold foil is like when you emboss something, right, or like heat emboss something, and when you get ink on your foil, you can wipe it off. We'll wipe it off so that we don't have leftovers on our gold. Okay, so now we have Secret C. And now it explains the reason why I did my Secret C sentiments, right? Okay, and there we go. I'll move this out of the way too. We'll pull it off of the white. Like I said, I just put that there so that I didn't have to worry about my glass mat right now. Okay, so I don't actually have anything, but it's my understanding that you can just oh, well, I guess I did. Maybe I have a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to cut them with the die cut. There's all sorts of like little branches in here too. You could die cut the bodies out if you wanted for these ones instead. Or if you wanted to add another layer onto here, you could die cut out the bodies. Okay, so now, same thing. I'm going to just unplug my machine from underneath my desk. Hopefully that's okay. It was a cord falling out from underneath my desk. I'm going to just tape this on here just to be safe. Here, there. Okay, so we are still good. It's my second number 3. The handle is on the other side. And you guys know I don't normally bring my Stampin' Boss machine into camera because I don't really have to. But because it's part of the whole process of this, I thought it was important to have it here. Okay. So then, here we go. Aren't they pretty? So, let's pull them off. That one's stuck because that's the one with a little bit of adhesive on it, right? Okay, so I can just set this to the side. so we can make a card. So I'll just grab a piece. So we have a piece of basic white. So we can just fold this. Okay, we have our okay, I'm going to add a little bit of curl to my butterflies, and I'm going to so like I said, you could totally add another body on there if you wanted. So we're going to do some ink blending in the background. Let's pick a color. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of Pool Party. Okay, but we need let's see. Let's make sure our card opens the right direction, right? Okay, and let's, because we can, let's splatter it. And maybe we'll use some Golden Glow. I'm just going to bring this back in so that I don't get splatter all over everything. So I have my Golden Glow shimmer brush. And I think it'll kind of play up the gold, right? That's that we foiled with. There we go. So we'll just give that a second to dry. There's also on this one little butterfly die cuts, so you could cut them out of cardstock too if you wanted. So there's just little solid butterflies. I'm just trying to decide which ones. And like I said, I'm just giving them a little bit of dimension, just breaking down the fibers a little bit. I think we're going to do that one. And really, like, there's nothing on this card, but it's stunning, right? Okay, so these are my extras that I'm going to put in my container. Right, so when I need something, I can just pull it out of here. I'll add my butterflies to container 2. I'll probably finish these off, right? Add some bodies to them, either with die cuts or ink blending, and then cut them out. And I have lots more butterflies, right? Okay, so I am going to put this back where it belongs so I don't lose it. Okay. I can just add a piece of tearing tape down the middle of the body, right? And then I know it's going to stick wherever I put it. But the sides will still be popped up. And if you wanted more dimension, you can put dimensionals underneath the wings. There we go. I'm going to glue my sentiment on. And like, I didn't actually use any embellishments. You totally could, but I didn't pull anything out for these. But you could put some twine, some ribbon, some little sparkly things on your card. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to put a little bit of tearing tape in the middle of the body. It's funny, even though it's called tearing tape, I hate to tear. Okay, so a little piece on there, a little piece on here, and then we're all done. So I'm just going to touch it down in the middle, and it's not going to go anywhere. There we go. So we have made our card. I'll put these away, my little extra stuff, my other sentiments away. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will try and answer them. Here is our color combination for this card, right? The background is Pool Party. The 3 colors on the butterfly are Coastal Cabana, Melon Mambo, and Secret Sea. And we used the Butterfly Flight, and the Sweetly Sentimental pieces. Okay, that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we're going to learn how to use this machine together. Have a great day, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.